My name is Annette Porte. I am a social worker in South Africa, and I have the privilege to speak to Dr. Trevor Griffiths, the father of emotional logic from Britain.
Good day.
In South Africa, we have a very high prevalence of depression. 1 out of every 4th working person lives and journeys with depression. And we have a very high suicide rate. 1 person per hour, 24 per day, successful suicides, and what we know about 20 attempts that was unsuccessful. So we really need to do something about this. And I was wondering if you can give us an idea how emotional logic can assist us in South Africa.
Yes, it's quite shocking when you bring those statistics together and see the scale of the problem. Emotional logic came out of a medical background as an alternative to counselling and therapy and medication, simply trying to recognise that people needed the skills to talk in their homes, in their workplaces, with friends, when they go out socially, to talk more constructively about the unpleasant emotions that come with disappointments and setbacks. So it doesn't sound like a big problem, it doesn't sound like an illness or a sign of weakness, but actually what I discovered is that these unpleasant emotions are information about our values. And if we can help people to really acknowledge the value of their emotions and being able to talk to each other constructively, then we can get underneath the sorts of tensions that build up, the sorts of loneliness and sense of isolation that leads to suicide attempts and depression and so on. People feel so cut off with these emotions.
Yes.
Whereas we've discovered that simply being able to be comfortable to talk around the disappointment, but getting through to the value that's being challenged. So we're not talking about problems, we're talking about values and how I've got to work together or can we maybe work together. These emotions are the evidence and they're our energy, in fact, to connect with people. But they have the opposite effect when you hold them in and when maybe get ashamed of them. And emotional logic is a way that turns that completely on its head, and it becomes something honourable to talk about your values in a constructive way. And that's how we think we can get underneath depression and suicide.
That's magnificent, because I find that we tend to be very rude with our own emotions and just ignore and suppress them, which makes them just yell at us all the more.
Absolutely.
So you're welcome to come and contact us and do a day course introduction into emotional logic right here in South Africa, and learn to understand and interpret your emotions.